Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks, and following on from the first ever video on Dubsy Bricks, I thought I'd do a very quick video on some of the techniques and terminology that we're going to be using on the channel. So here we go. So the first thing we're going to talk about is MILS. It stands for Modular Integrated Landscaping System. And what you're doing, you're getting a standard base plate. This one's 32 by 32 studs, and we're going to make it a lot sturdier. So all we do is we cover it in bricks at regular intervals, like so. And these bricks, we class this as filler brick. So it's bricks you're never going to see once your model's been completed. So they can be any colour. Just use up anything you don't need, basically. And what we're going to do is, if you're going to have more than one base plate in your mock, the best thing to do is put a Technic brick on the side. I'm going to make sure it's at the same point on each base plate. So we're going to do it in the 4th and 5th stud up on each one. So that will go in there. You would also put a Technic brick just here. And if you're building off of more than one side of a base plate, you would always do it on each side, the same amount of stubs across. So it doesn't matter which way you rotate it, it's always going to clip in to another base plate. I'll just grab another base plate for the example. So again, we're going to put it the 4th and 5th stud up. Grab a Technic pin, pop that in, and then the two will join together. That way, when you've got a mock, if it's of a larger size, you know it's not going to move, and everything's also going to line up. So it's a good idea to do that. Next thing to do is just cover it with a plate. And I'll just do a small section of that here. On this plate, I'm using the 4x4s and the 4x8 plates. Another term you're going to hear, as with the filler brick, is filler plate, which is what we're using here. And again, it is plate, which it doesn't matter what colour it is, you're just purely using it as a support. So you're never going to see it once the model's complete. So once you put all these plates down, you're going to be covering it with something else. So yeah, two more terms that we're going to be using a lot of: filler brick and filler plate. And as you can see, it's a lot sturdier now on there. There's nowhere near any movement. And now you'll be able to pick up your model no matter how big it is, and it's going to be a lot sturdier and you won't find parts falling off. If this was a mock and this base plate was going to be the edge that you're going to see, what you would do is you would put this all the same colour and you'd fill the gaps in as well, so it'd be one nice finish. And again, the filler plate, you would make that the same colour as the bricks along there. To give you an example, let's do this very quickly. Let's just move all of these along by one. Grab some light blue grey plate. And put some, instead of doing a multicoloured plate, you would do the plate that you want the finished look to be. So that would be what you would be seeing on there. But all these other sides, which you're not going to see, you have exposed in the multicoloured bricks. The next up, what we're going to do, we're going to remove some of these plates and bricks, so we can show you how to do a road section. What I'm going to do now is turn the MILS plate into a road plate for MILS. So as you can see, I've removed the bricks down the centre there. And for this example, I'm going to do it so that the pavement is 8 studs wide. And as you can see, we've still got a row of bricks here that are going to be overhanging. And also, because it's going to be a curb, they're going to be exposed. So we need to change how they look. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move these back by 2 bricks. As mentioned, filler brick is brick that you never see, so you want to make sure the filler brick is obviously completely out of the way. So I'm going to do that on both sides. Now the next part is to actually put in the curb. So for the curb, we're going to be using light blue grey bricks. So we're just going to pop those all the way along the edges. So now you can see that's the curbs that we've got for there. We now need to put in our plate, the filler plate. So at the back here, we are going to be using any colour, because this is all going to be covered over. It's all going to be tiled on top of. Now, because this is going to be exposed, we won't be using the filler plates. We're going to be using the same colour plates as what we have put on for our curbs. Now, when you look at it, it's all grey all the way across. So again, I've just got some of the light blue grey tiles, and we would pop those on the top. And as you can see, you're not seeing any of the filler plates. It's all been completely covered over. When you look at it from here, you've now got your nice sidewalk. You have obviously your buildings to the side. You would do the same all the way along here and over that side. So here we have our MILS plate all ready for the road to go in. And if we were to put a brick in here, you can see the studs just along there. So we want to try and lose that whilst we're making the road. So all we need to do is just grab a tile and we'll pop that on the end of the brick. What we're going to do now is just build a small section of the road, and it's almost like building a wall, and you're just going to be laying it down on its side. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by doing 6 rows of bricks, and then we're going to add a few finer details into the road. As I said, this is just a very basic, quick knock up of a road, just to give you an idea of the sort of thing you can be doing with it. So I mean, you could put lines along the edges, but I'm just going to, for this case, put the lines down one edge. So at the moment I've now put a plate, another plate, and a third plate. 3 plates equal 1 brick. So again, another brick in the middle to break the white line up. So now we've got a white line in the middle of the road, and I've got another 6 rows of bricks together there. So now we've got a very small section of road, and that will slide in there perfectly. Now this is a snot brick, and the technique that we just did on that MILS plate with the road was a snot technique. It was the studs are not on top. Now if I grab a plate and a brick, traditionally what you would do with Lego, you build your bricks on and the studs are always pointing upwards. Even if you built out to the side, the studs are always pointing upwards. However, with a snot brick, when you put it on, you've now got studs pointing in a different direction. So they're no longer on top. So hence, this would now be classed as a snot technique. You'll build in with the studs going in any direction other than upwards. Now, the good thing with using snot techniques is it gives you a lot more options for what you can do with detail. Now, here is a part of the road section, and as you can see, by using the snot technique, we've managed to get a very thin white line in the middle of the road. Had I been tiling a plate, so the studs were still pointing upwards, that is as thin a line as I would be able to get, which is 1 brick wide. And as you can see, there is quite a difference there between doing it with a snot technique and just a standard way. So yeah, snot, another term for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video there that showed some of the terminology that we'll be using on the channel and some of the techniques that we'll be showing as well. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel. It helps us to grow, and more importantly, it helps other people to find the channel as well. So it's really important. If you could do that, it will be really appreciated. If you hit that notification bell, you'll be kept up to date with any future videos that we upload on the channel. At the top, you'll see a little bell with a number. If it's got a number in there, it means it's a video that you're wanting to watch, that you've subscribed to and you want notifying about. If you could also give us a big thumbs up, that again is appreciated. It does help. All of these things help us to grow as a channel. And also, if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. Whether it's good or bad, I appreciate any feedback that you give. As I said, I'm new to YouTube, I'm new to mock building, and I appreciate any feedback that I get on there. And one final thing, there's a button on there that's share. If you click on that, it gives you a link. If you can ping that over to anybody that you think will be interested in this channel, again, I really would appreciate you doing so. Anyway, thanks for popping on by. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.